for what happened with these officers. But at the same time, I for me to convey how I feel about her. Like I don't I'm a little angry with her, but I can't like
And a lot of people are angry because the first thing they say is you have all this money and you
yeah.
have not used it to better yourself, to
Yeah.
better your situation, which is, I definitely understand that. And the side that I see is knowing where she came from
Right.
and feeling like I can put myself into having no experience in this situation, whatever. And they actually say money brings out the worst in people because you're
Right.
able to do what you really want to do. And
Right.
you're able to go hard when you have money. When you're
Right.
struggling, is piece here, piece there.
Right.
But once you have some coins behind it, everything changes. So
Exactly.
I feel like she fell further into where she was.
Yes.
And it's going to be a hard road for her to climb her way out. I really hope she does. But the interview was sad to me on so many levels.
It was very telling because it showed who is around her, and it's more than likely people who just see her as a dollar sign.
At that point, definitely. So I see that. So we are just shining a light and sending positive vibes and healing to Freddie Gray's mother because yeah, and then she said Moses, but I'm gonna leave that alone because I chuckle, honey. She said Moses is going. I said, well, I know that's right, but we are moving on. I want you to take a moment before we go into our segment all about J.REID, and if you could just introduce yourself to the audience, let them know the beginning parts of your journey. You can, share. Go.
Okay. I'm J.REID. Born and raised in Baltimore.
Okay.
Lived most of my life on the east side.
Over east.
Graduated from Dunbar, class of 2004. Went to Towson. Graduated in 2010. Majored in criminal justice. Currently going to University of Baltimore for my master's in criminal justice as well. Been writing since middle school. Started off with plays, then poems, then stories, back to poems, then stories. So being published was a whim. I started writing Trapped. It was originally supposed to be a short story. I was inspired by one of my friends to keep writing because they didn't like how it ended. So basically, I was threatened to keep writing. So that's how it came about.
Well, those are good people to keep around.
Oh, I have no choice but to keep them around. They're basically like family.
Okay. Well, then that works. That's a win-win. Yeah. So you over east, Dunbar, Towson State. We are criminal justice. So how do you find that line? Like, what were your goals when you said I'm going to get this degree in criminal justice?
When I went to Towson, I started off as an accounting major.
Okay.
The first day that I stepped into Towson and was going to go into accounting, and I said, I don't even like math.
No.
And I really liked law. I liked the criminal justice system. I liked learning about it. So that's what I gravitated toward.
You said math. I got to get the hell out of here. This wasn't. Yes, that's how I feel every time I take a math class, child. Yes. So I understand. So you went from law. So has that, because you're getting your master's now, so it must have done something for you. You have a career in law enforcement, or?
I have worked within law enforcement. I worked within the legal system. So the legal system is kind of what influenced Trapped and Roses.
Okay.
So.
Excellent. So we are going to get into the books of J.REID. If you have any questions for J.REID, give us a call at 410-702-5657. We are here live. She is an author. She is on her way to her master's. She is representing Baltimore Lovely. And she about to give them their way in the legal system. So y'all watch out for J.REID. We are here. YouTube. Type in Gangsta Goddess Radio. Type in beexposedradio.com. Go to beexposedradio.com. Listen in, tune in. You can watch us live. We in the studio cute and everything because that's what we do. That's that black girl magic. We came to bring it. So I am waiting for you to call. We will be right back next segment and we will hear about J.REID's latest release, Roses, but we'll also hear about her first book, Trapped. And I want you to call in because we're going to have a giveaway because I have 2 copies here and I think the people need to know what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gangsta Goddess Radio on beexposedradio.com.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
It doesn't say alleged anywhere in here.
This is the wrong song to play underneath this topic.
They're saying 4 years ago, according to a $20 million lawsuit, the plaintiff, who was also not named, met Charlie Sheen in Las Vegas on April the 1st, 2011. The sleaze suit claimed that Sheen entered into a nefarious plot designed to lure plaintiffs into a luxurious hotel room to serve his prurient desires. Sensationally, it was alleged that Sheen... Say what?
I said perverted.
No, it's prurient.
Let me see. Can I where's the point to the word? Right. Prurient.
It's hard. It makes me want to gag. Like cock. Get it? Sensationally, it was alleged Sheen told the man he had no venereal diseases. At that point, they watched the porn and engaged in mutual oral compilation, mutual self-gratification, rubbing and massaging each other, play wrestling, licking, and unprotected intercourse. So, look, my question to my 3 people here at my panel, are they trying to say, because that's when they said he got this disease 4 years ago, or virus, HIV, 4 years ago. Are they trying to say that he got it from gay sex?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it seems.
Consensus of the room is
not all the female prostitutes that he was doing. It was the guy.
Just they interjected this one guy in there.
You know what that is? That's Sheen having a very good publicist. That's
yeah,
what that is.
Partly, but partly this is the guy.
That's the best story you could go out with.
Yeah, right. This is the story that made the rest of these stories explode, basically.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Joining us right now is Mr. Antonio Long. He was one of our first See Baltimore artists. That tour is actually under construction, and we're doing some revamping and making sure the foundation is solid.
Yes.
So we haven't forgotten about it. So December, we kind of took a pause, and we'll be back up and running in January. My mind is gone. Food. I need food. If you're in the downtown Baltimore area and you have a cheeseburger in your hand, definitely stop past the studio. Give me a call and let me know where you are, and I'll meet you wherever you are. But Antonio Long is joining us in the building. He's a singer, inspirational, not necessarily gospel, not necessarily R&B, but encompass of both of them. Yeah. So let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do. Singer.
Writer, recording artist, and I just like to make good music.
There we go.
From Baltimore.
So possibly we'll hear a little bit of it live if he's not afraid, because we throw people under the bus.
Yeah.
Talent wise.
No doubt.
On this show. We got to see if you got the chops to sink or swim.
Okay.
We do it. We do it. We don't hold back here. We don't hold back here. But we'll definitely try to hear from him a couple more segments. So let us know about your music. So do you have an EP coming out, or is it one in the making?
I just released the EP actually October 28th.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Life.
Life.
Yeah.
So what was it like making that?
It was fun. This is my first it's 8 songs on the project.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little more lengthy than your typical EP. But,
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world. Welcome back. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. We are in the studio live with J.REID. She is sharing some of her wisdom, some of her journey. We are going to get into the 2 fabulous books that she wrote herself. Yeah, so can you tell me, is this the first book you wrote, or is this the first one to be published? I'm speaking of Trapped.
Trapped is the first book to be published.
Okay.
I have written, I'm not sure how many books I've written, but Trapped is the first book that I've published. I've probably written about 3 or 4 other stories since then. I mean, before this.
Okay. Yeah. So how did the publishing come about? What was that journey like?
The publishing journey was long. The writing part was easy. Trap was probably the first book that I've written that everything just flowed. And besides people going, you need to make this longer, it just flowed and came naturally. The publishing part was longer because it required money.
Okay. All right.
Like, it required money. So once that came together, it was done, and just picking the cover, making sure there wasn't like unnecessary typos and stuff like that.
Okay. So you did the editing as well, or?
I did the first editing.
Okay.
I got someone else to do the second part of the editing.
Very good. So it's finally out. And what is your strategy for letting people know, for getting it out there?
Basically a lot of Facebook, a lot of social media helped, a lot of going to events, a lot of local events so far, but I'm going to a lot of different events out of state so far as well.
So it's not easy. You have this dream, this journey, and it's piece by piece. Like you have victories, I'm sure.
Yeah, victories. You have to be dedicated to it. You can't just go in and be like, okay, I wrote this book now. People are just going to buy it because it's me. No, it's you wrote the book. That's the easy part. Now you just got to convince people to buy it, and you have to be where people are, and you have to talk about your book and get people to buy it. And sometimes you gotta wink and a smile.
All right. Yes, you gotta put that face on. Yeah. How you doing? And that is the reason why I asked about that part of the journey, because especially as Black women, when we find something we love, it is the first part, like you said, that's the easy part. So learning how to go through the steps, definitely getting information, hearing your story, like, oh, it's not going to happen like that. It is going to be a hustle.
Right.
But it's worth it if that's what you love to do.
It is.
Okay. So can you tell us about one of your, what you would call a victory, or the first time where you was like, yeah, or a moment that you can recall for encouragement to share with the people?
My first book signing, it was at Greetings and Readings out Hunt Valley. And I don't know if anyone's familiar, but Greetings and Readings is out Hunt Valley. It's basically white.
It's not us. Yeah.
It's not us at all. So basically, I told a lot of like my friends, I'm going to be there. So a lot of my friends came and they supported, and that was great. So like this older white lady, she's probably like in her 70s. She walks by my table and she picks up my book and she's like, "What is your book about?" So I'm telling her about the book. I'm making it sound real nice. And she's like, "Really? That's so nice. Can you sign my book?" And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yes, I'm gonna buy this for my grandbaby." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna sign your book. I'm gonna write whatever you want me to say."
Oh my goodness, to my long lost friend.
Yes.
Where you been, Gertrude? Shout out to little Gertrude and the greetings and readings. So those are the moments where you realize you cross barriers and that art really is a healer because it can bring people together.
Right.
Yes, go Gertrude. So I haven't been to the greetings and readings, but shout out to what's the market out there? Wegmans.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they get it in. But but anyway, keep it going. So J.REID, the author, she not only has one book titled Trapped. So what I'm gonna do is, can you tell us, our listeners, about the book? And
okay, Trapped is a story about Monique, and she is a young woman who loses love.
Oh, Monique.
She finds another love, and she thinks it's like amazing. He's a knight in shining armor until she gets to know him, and she realizes that he ain't worth a damn. And she has to find her way out of it before it gets really chaotic. So that's what that's about.
So she's trapped in that relationship craziness. Exactly. Oh Lord, I thought he was the one.
Right.
And then the crash.
Yep.
Child, the crash. Well, ladies, I know that we can identify, even gentlemen, because y'all crash too. So we find out about the crash, and Monique Hopewell is the character in the book. And Trap sounds very exciting. I want to hear about what he did.
Ooh, let's see. Well, Day, he's the knight in shining armor. Not. Well, he makes Jamal Bryan seem like a prince.
Oh, Day.
So he does a lot of interesting stuff. I can't really give it away.
Yeah, I don't want you to give it away. But to our listeners, J.REID, the book is called Trapped. It is available where?
It is on Amazon. It is on iBooks. It is on Google Play. It is on Barnes & Noble Nook.
What?
Yeah, if you go on my website, www.whoisjreid.me, the link sets up, and click on them. It'll direct you all where you need to go.
The book is everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. World, get out, find J.REID Trapped. But she didn't just stop at Trapped. She said, "You know what? This was so nice. I'm going to do it again." And here she is, and actually here to promote the release of her latest book, which is Roses by J.REID, a novel by J.REID. And I love this cover. And y'all see that number? Yes. The cover is beautiful. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration and how Roses came to be.
Roses was a long one. Roses took about 4 years to write. Roses is a sad story. It involves a little girl who, her name is Sienna Rose. She uses writing to deal with the dysfunction and tragedy that goes on with her life. Like, she experiences loss very early on with the loss of her dad. She deals with her mother's drug addiction, living with her grandmother, and the eventual loss of her grandmother, the eventual loss of her mother, and eventually going to foster home.
Wow.
So that was a very hard book to write because it's so much loss in it. It was like, once you get invested, it's like, gosh, this is really a lot of loss. She goes through a lot. So it's like I had to pace myself and then go back pace myself and then go back. But it's a really good book. It has a lot of twists and turns.
Okay.
It if you remember Baltimore back in the day, is a little hints of like old Baltimore as far as like the block parties, the frozen cups and stuff like that. So it's not all sad.
Okay.
It's a little nostalgia.
Well, you are able to tell a story that is real. Yes. Like, even though you say it involves a lot of loss, there are many people that can identify with that. And one of the reasons why I like reading, because it gives you the ability to put yourself in other people's shoes. So even if it's something you're not familiar with, it'll give you a bird's eye view at the character's life. So I am excited because both books live in their own lane. Yes. It's not like a continuation of the same.
No.
Two completely different stories, both based in Baltimore.
Yep.
All right. Yay, Baltimore. Y'all better get your J.REID Trap and J.REID Roses, a novel by J.REID. I am so excited. When we come back from the break, I'm going to let everybody know how they can call in and talk to J.REID. Well, you can talk to her now at 410-702-5657 or text at 443-642-9403. So the process of writing, and you said something that stood out to me, because you said, I have to take a break, pull back, breathe, let go of that energy, because you can get sad. You can take on those feelings sometimes. Is that
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, because the characters become like your babies. They're your children. So when your characters go through happiness, you feel those happinesses, and when your characters go through sadness, you feel those sadnesses.
So you can be writing and smiling, and at the same time writing and holding back tears.
Right.
Wow. That is artists are so powerful, and the way we are able to feel another person's situation is simply amazing to me. So we are here, J.REID, the author. I want to ask you if you could give motivation to people out there that are saying, man, I want to write. How can I get on? Do you have any words for them to help them, either inspiration or even just a lesson that stood out for you that's like, I don't want other people to make this mistake if they choose this journey?
Research.
Okay.
Research, because the lessons, when I wrote Trap, it was a learning experience that I took from that and put into Roses. And when I wrote and published Roses, I learned more stuff with that. So when I write again, I'm constantly learning stuff. So don't be afraid to be open to research. And also, don't be afraid to be open to criticism. Like, make sure if you write, you have someone that does not know you to read your work, because you want to be able to have people to read your work and be able to say, this is great, or this is not good and you need to work on it.
Without having any feelings, trying to be nice to you, because your aunt may be like, baby, this is the best book I ever read.
Right, and your aunt would be the one behind your back like, why Pumpkin give this to me?
Not Pumpkin, I know. She know I don't even like this stuff.
Right.
That is hilarious. So no, it is, I love that it is about being open to criticism and putting it in the hands of someone that can do it objectively and not necessarily, because a lot of people, especially people in the music business, they like, oh, everybody love my music. Right. But you just played it for your boys.
Right. No, I like the fact that when I write, I can give it to someone that does not know my work. Okay. Like, I have a proofreader who we know each other, but we don't know each other like that. So it's like, whatever she say, I trust her. And even though sometimes I'll look at her and I'll be like, I don't even know why she even said that, but I'll trust her enough to be like, okay, if she's saying that, then somebody else probably will say that too, but they just won't say it to me.
Okay. So what are some of the responses you've received about the books? What are the people saying?
Well, with Trap, for example.
Okay.
There's one character that dies. They don't like the fact that he dies, but he dies. And I'm going to let you know, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. In the words of Beyonce, I ain't sorry.
I understand. So people, again, they dive in and they feel like they know the characters.
Right.
And how could you kill him off? They're mad at you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you know that they feel that character development is there, because that's how, especially in plays, the more the audience knows, that means you have created quite a character, because they identify and feel it. So that's awesome. What about Roses? What's some of the feedback?
Okay. Again, it's a character that dies.
Oh, Lord.
I ain't sorry.
Okay, so the people, look here. If you don't want to hear about no loss, even if you don't want to hear about the loss, I need you to support this beautiful Black woman who is out here, J.REID, available on like everything from Amazon to iTunes. Did you say iTunes?
iTunes.
Wow.
No, iBooks.
iBooks. Okay. iBooks is on. It's out there. So check it out and give them your social media. You gave your website, so give that again for us.
Instagram, who is J.REID. Twitter, who is J.REID. Facebook, www.facebook.com/who is J.REID. Or if you search, just put I am J.REID.
Okay.
It'll come up.
I had to do that, y'all. So Facebook, you can I am J.REID, or it's
facebook.com/who is J.REID.
Who is J.REID. Okay. So you can find her on the website. You can find her on the gram. You can find her on Facebook. I need you all to get out there and show your support, show your love for J.REID, the author of Trapped and Roses. I need to remind you all before we go to break that our BeExposedRadio.com open house is on August the 20th. We are live in the studio from 12 to 5. You can come in, meet all of the radio personalities. You can promote your business. You can promote your product. You can come in and just be with like-minded people who are looking for ways to continue to reinvent themselves, to follow their dreams. There's so many people that I always wanted to do this, and here you are doing it. So August 20th, 110 East Lexington Street, 12 to 5. Mark your calendars. Be there, because I will be there and you can meet me. Okay, so the word on the street. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. We'll be right back.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step. You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world. Welcome back to Gangsta Goddess Radio. This time goes by so quickly. I'm just like, oh my goodness, my time is up, but I'm so excited and happy to be here in the studio live with Miss J.REID, the author of Trapped and Roses. And they are available everywhere. If you didn't hear it all, you can start with Amazon. You can iBooks. You can Barnes and Nobles. You can, oh my goodness, the books are there. And we have to support each other. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show today.
No problem. Thank you.
Talking about, life and all sorts of things. So now we get into that moment where if anyone, I will take our first caller. And you will receive a copy of, your choice. You can choose Trapped or Roses. Yes, you can make a choice. She gave you a little background on each book. So you should know by now which one is speaking to you, calling your name. But if you call in, there will be a copy with your name on it. J.REID, Trapped or Roses, 410-702-5657. Again, 410-702-5657. Okay, so we actually got some text, and I would like to answer. Well, first we're going to hear the text, and then we're going to have J.REID respond because she got fans out here. Yeah, so listen up. Our first text is, Engineer, we cannot even hear you. Y'all couldn't hear that, could you?
You hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Did y'all hear the voice? Can you hear me now? Yes. Can you turn it up some more because everybody doesn't have
better?
super hearing? A little bit more.
A little bit more.
All right. There you go. Yeah.
All
You
right.
gotta go. He has a smile, people. Go.
Thank you. From Gabe. Gabe says, I read your books. Did you draw on real life experiences for information?
From Gabe. I'm gonna try to translate. So Gabe said he has read your books. It says Gabe from Baltimore. He has read your books, and he wants to know if you draw them on real life experiences. Are your stories hidden in here?
Not my stories, but some stories.
Okay.
Some of the stories are based off of people that I know. So if I've seen you do something, more than likely it's probably in one of those books.
Okay, so be careful what you do around J.REID. The word on the street is we have a caller. We have a caller. Caller, are you on the phone now?
I'm on. Am I the first caller?
You are. Yes, baby, you are the first caller.
Yes, I had to call 7 times. I was nervous.
No, 7 times. You won. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You are the first caller. We are excited that you are excited. How about that?
Yes. Yes.
So
Thank
who am I
you, J.REID. Gangsta.
Who am I speaking to?
This Sequoia in the house.
Sequoia in the house. Sequoia, welcome. Yes. You have just took us under, honey. We was not ready, and I'm so glad you did. So we are in the studio with J.REID, and you want a copy. There is Trapped or Roses. Which one is speaking to you?
I want Trapped.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You feel like that spoke to your spirit?
Yes, it did.
You
and
know
I am
something
prepared.
about loving somebody crazy. You know something about that?
Oh, well, wait a minute now. You know I'm singing to the psycho type of crazy. Yes, Lord. My God, slit your wrist type of crazy.
Oh my goodness. No wrist. Oh my goodness. So this, I'm so happy. Thank you for calling in. What we're gonna do is have you give your information to the local engineer. And so we can get your book to you, but you have Trapped. Are there any words that you want to say to J.REID? Is there something that was said today that inspires you? What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to say, yes, J.REID definitely inspired me. It made me feel extremely warm on the inside just to see a African-American female doing her thing. I heard your words. You know, the publishing was hard. You must do your research and somebody you do not know to read over your stuff, and do not be afraid of constructive criticism. I am on point. I took notes today.
I was going to say, you better work. You just got the replay by Sequoia, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all
yes.
Sequoia, we love you on Be Exposed Radio. We love you. You know Gangsta Goddess loves you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And
thank
stay
you.
So you can give your information so you can get your book.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we're going to hear the second message because people are calling, they're texting. Second text from our engineer with the voice.
The second text is from unknown. They didn't leave a name or anything.
Wait. You sound like you are rapping. That's what hip hop sound like today.
The
Like
second text.
Wait. Okay, yes.
There you go. Like that.
Yeah, well, open your mouth. You smiling.
Okay. All right. Wait, what's this like? Take 3, take 4, take 4.
Okay, go.
Take 4. All right. Ready, set, go. Okay. This texter is unknown, but he or she said, how is she spelling her name? I would like to buy her books on Amazon and also possibly her as a guest author at my next book club. Ooh.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Spell it out for him, honey. Spell it out.
Okay. J.REID.
J.REID. You got that? So if you on social media, she already gave you Facebook, but can you give them the website one more time?
www.whoisjreid. That is JREID.me.
JREID.me. Y'all better get on it because this woman is going places, and I'm just so happy. I want to thank you on behalf of Be Exposed Radio, on behalf of Gangsta Goddess Radio, for just coming out and sharing your gift, because it is a gift. So I can't wait to get into them. Sequoia, you called in. I know you can't wait to get your copy of Trap, and then we can have you back on and talk about the ins and outs, because I have a feeling Sequoia is going to have something to say. So 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 I'm ready for that. Look here, people. J.REID, she dropped a lot of knowledge on us today, and the lesson that I am taking from this is definitely perseverance. You have to keep going. There is really no such thing as an overnight success. So it is the learning to enjoy the journey, and that is what I am trying to do, and that's not easy. Right. That is not. Look, because you want things, and you and we live in a world today where you see other people, and it's like, oh man, why can't my story be that story? And accepting your journey, and you have been very open and accepting, like you said, I have to do research, I have to do this, and coming on. So we are just, Gangsta Goddess are very happy. We salute you on this fine day.
Thank you.
Yes. So any closing word?
Closing words.
One word. You got 2 seconds.
Stay strong.
Yes, stay Black power, stay strong. Black women stand up and stand out on Gangsta Goddess Radio. This is BeExposedRadio.com. I am Tracie, and I'm out.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, it's Thursday. It's the best day of the week. You know why? Because it's time for the happy hour. I'm your host, Tini Agani. I have my favorite DJ with me.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's DJ Twiz the Biz, man. Follow me at IG and Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you follow me at IG at Persia_glam.
How did you forget that?
I know, right? And then it's been a long week. And make sure you follow